Hey, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy you're here. Today I'm working on an envelope that is sort of a part 2 to a little 3x3 card that I made. If you'd like to see that card, it is going to be listed right up here. You can tap that little tab and it will take you there. So when I made this little card, I made it 3x3 inches and I really didn't think about what I was going to do about an envelope. Then I thought about the envelope and I thought, okay, I guess I'll have to alter one a little bit, because I couldn't find one that I really liked the shape that I could make into a square that was going to fit the 3x3 card the way I wanted it to fit. So let's just take a look at what we can do to remedy that problem quickly. I started with an envelope, which is from Cricut Maker free content. Let's go get that. I'm going to come over to Images, left click, go to Advanced Search, left click, go to Image Sets. I'm going to go and try to find free Cricut. So I type it in, hit return, and here it is, Cricut Maker free content. I click. I'm searching for an envelope. And there's the design that I liked. So I left click, add to canvas, left click, click this X, and I'm back on my screen. I'm going to move it down so we can take a look at what we need here and what we don't. This particular envelope comes with a card that I do not need. So I will make sure that it is selected. I will come up here and I will see that it is a group. I come to these two little squares that are together. If I click it, it will ungroup. Now you can see all the different pieces. I'm going to make this quick. I don't want the card. So I'm just going to swipe over the card and I'm going to hit my delete key on my keyboard. While I'm here, I'm going to turn this envelope white. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click this little caret here. Here are my score lines. Here is the red envelope. I'm going to click the red, come over, click this red square. These are left clicks. And I'm going to left click the white, and now I have the white envelope. I'm going to go ahead and bring down my 3x3 inch card. Now this card's really 6x3, right? Folded in half to make a 3x3 inch card. I'm going to left click with my mouse, bring to the front, and just lay it right in here. I'm going to lay it right in the corner. I'm going to bring this line down. I'm going to move the envelope up a little bit, replace my square, bring it down again. I'm going to bring it over this way. I'm going to just use my diagonal, get it a little closer. I do not want to get it too small because then it's going to be hard to get my card in and out of the envelope. So when you're doing this, you want to be sure that you leave some space. I'm going to bump this up a little bit so you can see that. So you can see that I have left space between the score line and the edge of the card. Because remember, the card is going to have a little bit of bulk to it. Not a lot, but a little. So let's just take these two, align, center, and let's see how we're doing here. So it looks like our width is pretty good. Let's just bump it up a little bit here and see how that looks. All right, that's pretty good. I'll leave it there. I like that. I could probably go a tad bit smaller, but this is fine. I'm going to move this off. let's go ahead now and let's talk about why I had to alter it. I had to alter it for the square, right? All right, so if we bring this back up and look at this compared to this one, see how much wider my flap is right here? When I made this, because we pushed it in from side to side more than we shortened it, that caused a little bit of a problem in how wide this flap was. It did work when I closed the envelope because I made it that way. I could make it work, but it was difficult. It was pretty tight to get my adhesive in. So I decided I wanted this flap to be a little wider. That's always a little bit tricky with a diagonal. So let me show you how I did that. I took the square and I lined it up exactly with this dotted line. So I have it lined up with both of my dotted lines. I'm going to bring it across this way, and now I have it lined up with this dotted line. I'm going to come over to shapes now. I'm going to left click. I'm going to bring in this triangle. I'm going to turn this triangle yellow. Make it a little easier to see. I want to go ahead and bring it out so it just stretches beyond on both sides. I'm not too concerned if it's centered right now. Then I want to come down and I want to make it longer. First, I'm going to take this black. I'm going to go ahead and shorten it to the size of where this envelope edge is. Now I'm going to move that black rectangle to the back. Now I'm going to come in and grab our yellow triangle again. I'm going to start bringing it down. I'm going to bring it down pretty far. Now I'm going to send my yellow triangle to the back. I'm going to send my black square to the back again. All right, now I can see pretty much what I have. I'm going to take all three pieces, left click align, left click center horizontally. Great. Now you can see that I have made this much wider. Now what I'm going to do is choose my black and my triangle. So I right click, hold my shift key, right click, slice. I'm going to remove this part. I'm going to remove the black. This black piece right here or the yellow piece, either one, it doesn't matter. I don't need it. So I'm going to move this. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to hide these lines. So I'm going to click my envelope, detach, hide these by clicking the little eyeball. And now I'm going to take my envelope and the black piece, select them both together, come to combine and unite. Now I have this shape that I wanted. Let's back it off so we can see it. I'm going to turn my envelope white again. Let's put our score lines back in. And let's attach them. We sweep over both and attach. We're going to come back. Again, I'm not sure why that happened, but we're just going to choose the envelope, turn it white again. There we go. And then you would probably want to click save at this point. You want to get rid of these. So I'm just going to right click and delete All right, let's talk about cutting this envelope. So we're going to right-click Make. Let's come to Apply because I want 2 of these. I checked this before and I know that I can cut 2 envelopes on 8.5 by 11. You have to first tell the program how many you want to copy. So I want 2. I really want about 40, but since it's the same thing over and over and over, I'm just going to use 1 mat and say 2 because I know I can get 2 on there. So I'm going to click Apply. Now I'm going to go to the material size. 8.5 by 11 is the size of the cardstock I'm using. It's telling me I can only get 1 envelope per sheet of paper. Like I said, I've already tried this. I know I can get 2. So I'm going to come down to the second sheet, come to the circle with the 3 dots, move the object back to sheet 1, click Confirm. Now, this is an envelope that is plain white. So I can manipulate these. I can twist them. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to twist them around until they both fit on this 1 sheet of paper. Obviously, if there were a pattern on this paper, we might have a little bit of trouble doing that. So it all depends on the paper that you're using, whether or not you can do this. Then I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. Left click. The paper that I was using was a very lightweight. It was more than copy paper, but it was less than just a medium cardstock. So what I chose to do is I chose to go with cardstock for intricate cuts, and it worked out great for me. Okay, that's just what I used for the particular paper that I used. I also made sure that I edited my tools. I do not have a scoring wheel, so I needed to edit and use my scoring stylus. Apply. And then my machine told me I was ready to load and ready to cut. Let's head on over to the craft table. Let's take a look at these envelopes, compare the 2 different envelope styles, and make one. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I also love your feedback. So if you got something out of this video, give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment. If you didn't like it, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what I could have done to make it clearer for you or to make it pertain to your needs on the Cricut. All right, let's head to that craft table. So here we are at the craft table. This envelope on the right is the one that we altered and added, and the one on the left was the one that we altered the size, but we didn't add anything. And as you can see, the flap on the bottom was much slimmer than the one on the right. We're going to add some tape in. We folded in the sides. Fold the sides in, add your tape, and just fold up the bottom, and that's it. Fold over the top flap, and the envelope is done. I pulled out my light so you could sort of see that the seam or the amount of room we had to put our adhesive was pretty small on that one. Here you can see it's much wider. It was much easier to get the adhesive on this one. So now we're back to these 2 envelopes so you can see the difference one more time. Here is the envelope finished, and in a moment I'm going to bring in the card and show you that it easily slides in and out, no problem. If you're interested in seeing this card, just follow the link. I will leave that below, as well as it was at the beginning of the video. I also invite you to come on over to Path of Positivity and join us in this month's challenge. We'd love to see your projects there. Anything positive goes. Hey, have a great week, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.